The outbreak of war, Russia had the largest army the world has ever seen, and especially on the European continent, where the war would rage for over 4 years, 3 years for Russia. But the causes of World War One was more than just the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Everyone had their own political motives and their own agendas, especially in the Baltics, where to gain control of the Baltics mean you would gain control of all the minorities. But not only that, you have rich land, and especially have very good seaports, especially for the Russians, who only have one warm water seaport. And Russia actually extends out of Russia today because they don't really have a warm seaport, especially in Sevastopol, Archangel, Nabagania, and some other places that I'll probably butcher. But the main causes for Russia entering World War One, and we'll go from 1905 up. And since I said 1905, we're going to cover the Russo-Japanese War. So of course you know that Russia got its behind beat in the Russo-Japanese war. So their attempt to actually try and defend Serbia was the result of losing to the Japanese in the Russo-Japanese war, because they didn't want to seem like a lesser power in Europe. And if they were to back down from defending Serbia, they would kind of look like the weakest power, and Germany was ready to invade anyone, especially if they were weak and very. So the Russians thought that the Germans might come and invade them because they look like the weakest power in Europe now. So because of the Russo-Japanese war, they wanted to defend Serbia. But not only for that, they wanted to actually gain control in the Balkans, and the Austro-annexation of Bosnia-Herzegovina kind of made Austria-Hungary on the doorstep of Serbia. So they also wanted to try and take out their biggest enemy as well, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, which had a lot of Slav minorities, and they're not super Slav, but like the Croatians, the Slovenes, the Czechs, the Slovenes, the Slovaks, the Poles on their side, the Bosnia-Herzegovinas, which were actually secular Muslims, but they spoke a similar language to the Slavic one, and of course our dear friend Serbia, which would all come to coalesce and unite. Oh yeah, and Montenegro, and another country that I'm forgetting that's kind of very Slavic and was actually part of the Entente on the Russian side for the Eastern Front, Montenegro and Moldova, I think. But anyway, they wanted to try and gain influence in the Balkans and help Serbia at the same time, so it was a win-win. Next one is the Russian rearmament, actually. And not much people talk about this, but the Russians were trying to rearm after the Russo-Japanese War, which you should. And the Russians actually kind of predicted World War One, or at least the start of a European continental war, at least. So they were rearming for that. And the last one is actually the Triple Entente. Believe it or not, the most simplest of these answers is the fact that in 1870, after the defeat of the Franco-Prussian War, the French wanted to align with Germany, but Russia was actually aligned with Germany before, but now the Russians actually want to realign themselves with the French because they were a better power, they seemed, and they could have helped Russia, especially with exports and colonial possessions. And that's basically it. The Russians wanted to obligate the Triple Entente. Of course, Britain would come in, especially after Belgium was invaded by the Germans. And that is basically how Russia got into World War One. Yes, 2 short ones. I know. How do you have 2 short ones? Well, I recorded the plans and I recorded this because I might want to try and do some other stuff tomorrow and try and make the quickest season ever. Yeah, the quickest season ever. I should stop singing. I was in the choir once, and now I sing all the time. So I should stop that. Anyway, hope you learned something. Just quickly going back over Serbia, Russo-Japanese War, Austro-Hungarian Empire, rearmament, and Triple Entente. The 5 main reasons for Russia getting into World War One, and of course trying to extend its political and social theories into actual Central Europe, so that's another one. But that's like, after they win the war, that's not like a pre-war plan. So that's basically it. I hope you learned something. Quickest season ever. Learn something, my dudes.